He's motherfucking. He's something funky. He thinks he's awesome.
Hey everybody, it's me, Undead Viking. I'm here to show you this game. It is called Little Pig. Not Three Little Pigs, not Little Pigs, but Little Pig. As in, Little Pig, let me in. Little Pig is not a kid's game. Technically you can play with kids. I play with my daughter. But it is not a kid's game. This is a game of bluffing and counter-bluffing and resource collection for 3 players. It's one of those games, those rare games that are distinctly for 3 players. Basically what you're going to be doing is you're taking on the role as one of the 3 little pigs in the classic fairy tale, and you're going to be trying to build 3 houses faster than the other players. Along the way, you're going to be gathering allies from other fairy tales to help you and hinder your opponents, and you're just basically going to be racing to collect the resources of straw, wood, and brick to build those houses of straw, wood, and brick. So let me show you how to play the game. It is pretty simple, but it has a lot going on as well. A lot of interaction, a lot of players at each other's throats kind of thing. And then we'll come back here and I'll tell you more about Little Pig. Alright, cool. This is the game Little Pig, and I have set up one of the player boards. This is a 3-player game, obviously, because there are 3 little pigs. And this is the main board that has the resources on it that you'll be collecting and create the houses that you have to make to win the game. To begin the game, each person gets a little pig token that is in their color, and also 3 gather cards that are in their color as well. The gather cards are, as you can probably guess, one that gathers straw, one that gathers brick, and one that gathers wood. On the harvest or the gather phase of the turn, each player is going to look at these 3 cards, look at the resources that are available in those 3 locations. At the beginning of the game, they will have 5 straw, 4 wood, and 3 brick. They're going to choose one of these cards, say like we're going to pick gather brick, and then each person is going to put the card down in front of them, and then we're going to reveal them. Normally, one of the things that the person that is the star player, that has the star player token, will ask, are there any wolves? Now, at the beginning, nobody has any guess cards where the wolves cards are, but if later on in the game you have to say, are there any wolves? And if there are any wolves, people will reveal those, and then they will place one of these wolf tokens on a location of their choice. What that does is it destroys all the resources on that spot, and if you have chosen, say, to gather wood and somebody places a wolf in that location, your pig is considered to be caught. Now, it doesn't destroy them or kill them or anything like that, but there are other guest cards that will, and friend cards for that matter, that will give certain bonuses or penalties depending upon, like, if your pig was caught or if you caught another pig with a wolf on that turn. Now, as you can probably guess, the guest cards are for guessing what other people are doing as far as what location they're going. The friend cards represent other characters from fairy tales that you will put. You can have one friend card active at any one time, and you'll have that by your player board, and then they will give you a certain power or a certain ability to break the rules. And I'll show more of those and how you get those in a little bit. But regardless, that's how it goes. So we would reveal, we show that we gathered brick, and so then we go ahead and put our pig in that location, and let's say the other 2 players both said they're gathering wood, and so we put down there. So when we gather our resources, I'm the only person that gathered brick, so I'm going to take all 3 of the brick, and I'm going to put those in my resources right there. The other 2 players both gathered wood, and there are 4 wood tokens, so in this case, each player would get 2 wood tokens, so they collected 2 wooden resources. And so then we go ahead and take those, and notice that wolf was not played, so I'll remove that as well. So after that is done, you take back your gather card that you showed, take back your token, like so, and then you're going to go and move on to the market phase. During the market phase, you get to take 2 actions. And now sometimes you'll get more actions or less actions, depending on certain cards that have been played, but for the most part you'll get 2 actions. With those 2 actions, you can take, there's three options, and you can take the same action twice if you wish. As one action, you can decide to build a house section, which would just be taking one of those house pieces over there and spending the cost to build it and placing that on your board. You can draw a guess card, or you can gain 1 resource of one type. So you can gain 1 straw, 1 wood or 1 brick. And so like if you needed like 1 more brick or 1 more wood or whatever to build the next thing, you could take that as an action. You can say, I'm going to collect, 1 brick, and then I'm going to take an action to build, So, or basically also getting the resources if like you have a plan for the next turn or what have you. So regardless, usually what you're going to do at the first turn, if you gather resources, is you're going to build something. And so houses come in 3 sections. They come with a floor, they come with a wall, and they come with a roof. And a floor costs 2 resources, a wall costs 4 resources, and the roof costs 6. So we're going to go ahead and build a brick floor. So we're going to spend our 2 brick, put that over there. We're going to take one of these little like floors there that represent the red floor, and then we're going to have our next turn, we're going to go ahead, or for second action, we're going to take a guest card. We'll see what we get here. And so we got the Secret Stash card. So this is a card that I'm going to put down, face down in front of me, and I can play this on my next turn if I wanted to. So Secret Stash, all pigs in your area gain 2 extra resources of the type they gathered. Now this is the type of card that like you're hoping that you're going to pick the spot that no other pig picks, because then you will gain bonus resources, but if they pick the same thing, they're going to benefit as well. So you go ahead and put that down in front of you, and then other people will take their turn. Now, there's a couple things I'm going to mention about building. When you build, if the section that you want is not available, say like everybody has built like a brick floor, and you don't, and you want to start another brick building, you can't because they're just gone. There isn't one of those games where it's like, oh, just substitute something else. Once all the pieces for that particular building are gone, you can't build that part of the building anymore. You also can't build, say, like a brick house with a brick floor, a wood walls, and a straw roof. That option is not available to you. Also, you can build multiple buildings of the same type. So you can build 2 brick buildings or build 2 wooden buildings or what have you, but you have to finish that building. I couldn't like have 1 brick floor and then say I'm going to build another brick floor. You can't do that. I'd have to finish my brick building before I could start up another building. So that's kind of the rules as far as the buildings go. There's also, when you build the wall, you get to draw a friend card. Or you can force somebody else to discard the friend card that they have. And so I'm going to show you some of the friend cards. So friend cards, like as I said, are other like things from fairy tales. And so they just kind of give you a permanent benefit. So here's the Evil Stepmother. Each time a wolf catches a pig, draw a guest card. If another pig discards a friend card, draw a guest card. And so if you had that, you'd place that next to your player board like that, and it would just be there, and you'd gain that bonus whenever those things happened. That's why if somebody else builds a wall, they can maybe say, I don't want you to have that Evil Stepmother anymore, I'm going to force you to discard that particular card. Another here just randomly, here's Rumpelstiltskin. At the start of your market phase, you may exchange all of your straw for an equal number of 1 other resource. So like here we go, like you just gathered a ton of straw off the board, and now you're gonna like turn it all into like brick or what have you. And so like very powerful card. And like here's Puss in Boots. At the start of your market phase, each other pig must give you 1 resource if they can. So another cool ability that allows you to take away from other people. So there's one cool one, the very important friend card. Here's the Big Bad Wolf. If you discard the card at the start of your next gather phase, any pig that does not gather with you must destroy a non-brick house section of your choice. So you're going to place this down, and then at the beginning of the next gather phase, you discard it, because you don't get to keep it and keep using it and keep using it over and over again. But you discard it, and then it becomes a real big guessing game, because other players have to try to not, like, try to make sure they don't, harvest in a place other than where you're at, because obviously then they're going to have part of their house destroyed, as long as they don't have just brick, but it's probably unlikely that they have just brick houses. And so those are the friend cards, and like I said, they're like a permanent ability, and it's like a lot of games, it's like the cards just break the rules in some way to give you a benefit. So after you've done your 2 actions, after everybody's done their 2 actions, you replenish the board. I'm just going to use the big chunks, so 3 brick, 4 wood, and 5 straw. Notice how the straw now has a ton of straw. Nobody took straw on that turn. And so This turn now, what you're going to do is you're once again just going to gather, and other people are going to gather, and if you wanted to, you could play a guest card. So, in this case, let's say I'm going to gather brick again. I'm going to, say, because I think everybody's going to go after that straw, I'm going to take my guest card, and I'm going to put these two together, and I'm going to put them down in front of me, so I show them that I have a guest card. And so now you say, does anybody have any wolves? And let's just say somebody did have a wolf. So, let's see. Here's the wolf card. And so maybe that other player who has the wolf card, maybe they thought that's, and they're going to say, I have a wolf, I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to destroy the brick. I'm going to get rid of it. And so that's obviously screwing up that part of my turn. And so, so I'm going to go ahead, and I'm not going to get any brick there, but I still will, get to use my secret stash card in that reveal. And so, yeah, maybe both of them do go over to the straw like so, and then I'm there. But, and so you can see where, the guessing comes into play. And if you have a guess card, you don't have to use it. You can hold on to it and use it at a later time, and there is no limit to the number of guess cards that you can have in your hand. As I said, the game is played until one person has built 3 houses. Whoever builds 3 houses first wins the game. But it is very possible for more than one person to complete the 3 houses at the same time, because it isn't just as soon as you get done, you do it. It's like after the market phase, who's got 3 houses. Whoever has 3 houses complete, the winner is the pig that built the sturdiest houses. Brick houses are the sturdiest, and then wood, and then straw. And then if you're still tied, the final tiebreaker is the number of resources you have in reserve at the point when you had those 3 houses built. Then that's it. That's whoever has those 3 houses or gets those tiebreakers will win the game at that point. I like this game for a lot of different reasons. I really enjoy the bluffing and the counter bluffing and the guessing and the second guessing that goes on between trying to figure out what the other players are doing. And I really like games that allow me to build things. There's something about, this kind of a neat, visceral experience, if you will, or, maybe that's not the best adjective, but of building something and seeing something being created. This is why I enjoy games that have themes that allow me to see things being constructed in front of me as I play the game. It gives me kind of a sense of accomplishment and completion, if you will. And plus, it's just kind of fun to play with the pieces as well. So, well, there you go. That's how you play Little Pig. Let me tell you more about the game in my conclusion. I'd just like to say that I really, really, really dig the art. I know I showed you, not everything is going to be complete and finalized. This is a prototype after all. But I really like the direction the art has gone in. It is, not cartoon, but it's, realistic, cartoon, if you will. I don't know how to describe it. But, here's, another picture of this pig chopping down a tree. I dig the direction that the designer and the publisher has gone as far as the art goes in the game. So, but regardless, as I said in the introduction and also during the gameplay portion, this is a game of high interaction because of the fact that players are doing that bluff and counter bluff actions that are trying to figure out what the other people are doing and what they think the other people are doing. And I've always, enjoyed, if you've watched my videos, I enjoy the whole process of I think that you think that I think that you think. That whole process of trying to figure out exactly what the other players think I'm doing, but also trying to think of what they're thinking as well. And I enjoy that moment of anticipation, the reveal. I like games where it's okay, everybody, and show. And then, you either curse your luck or cheer because you figure there's a lot of, I knew it! I knew you were going after brick! I knew it! That kind of thing. And I enjoy that portion. I enjoy that action of the game. And as I said also, I do just like the whole idea of building these things. I mean, this is, because of the fact, if it was just resource collection and just, look at your cards and pick what you're going to do, it would be a pretty simple game. But the fact of the matter is that because you are adding in, you're not worried about the rules so much anymore, but you're actually pitting your mind against the other people at the table. That's when the game actually kind of expands and opens itself, and that high interactivity that I enjoy in games, that immersion, that ability to I'm combating my wits against somebody instead of just trying to come up with this little combination of cards that's going to give me 1,700 points or whatever. It's just, that's the kind of thing that I enjoy in games, and Little Pig has that in spades. I mean, and plus the theme is cool. I dig the fact that they went kind of, yes, it is fairy tale, but it is like true grim fairy tale. You know, if you've ever actually read like Grimm's fairy tales, you know, they're very brutal and unforgiving. They are not like the cute, like, oh, let me blow down your house or whatever. No, I mean, it's just like, you know, the wolf, you know, ate the grandmother and killed her, you know, in Little Red Riding Hood, and also like ate Red Riding Hood, and it wasn't until the woodcutter showed up and like carved open his stomach and pulled the people out of the, like, yeah, so it's like, it's gruesome, whatever. And I think I like the fact that they kind of went that direction with like the true fairy tale idea of the Three Little Pigs and the other fairy tales. So there you go. I think you're gonna like this. If you're one of those rare people that has like a 3-player game need, I think you're really gonna enjoy this game. I think if you play with players that like matching wits and like the resource collection aspect of games, I think they're gonna really enjoy this. And plus, like, I think if people, well, you're just gonna know people are gonna dig the theme or not. And I think a lot of my friends like kind of enjoy, you know, this type of theme. This like, because of the fact that it is so recognizable and part of like our youth and our childhood and growing up, whatever. It's there's a snap, there's a connection there that adds to the fun as well. So there you go. That is Little Pig. If you have any questions about the game, please ask away. I'll be happy to answer those. As always, I greatly appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. And until next time, I am the Undead Viking, and I'm telling you to have yourself one heck of an awesome day. All right, bye bye.